saying targeting audiences is a bad thing. What I'm saying is that it doesn't necessarily help you reach your maximum potential. I think it's limiting. Let me demonstrate this by a really, really specific point. Anecdotal, I'm not in advertising, but let's say you're selling diapers, okay? Maybe you target married women ages 25 to 35, good little range. I'm 35, I'm married, I have a kid. Up until about 3 weeks ago, I was still buying diapers. Not been easy since, but up until 3 weeks ago, I was still buying diapers. But the thing is, I wasn't the only person in the household buying diapers, and I wasn't the only person even buying diapers for my daughter. My mom bought diapers for her. She's 65, right? My husband, bless him, takes care of my daughter while I'm around doing these things. So he buys diapers, right? So how is the messaging getting to him? Of course this is simplistic. It gets to him through other ways. But when it comes to digital, there's a good chance it doesn't. And all I wanted to do was just check what happens if I do that article without bolded subheaders. What happens if I do that article with bolded subheaders? And I just wanted to see how many people click on that call to action button. Just regular test, right? So I tested it, and here's what happened. That's a pretty big number, I think. I was kind of in shock by it, right? And by the way, I know I said data is cute. This isn't about 100 people. Like this isn't 100 people clicked and then 57 people clicked on the call. This was a pretty good sample size going over a couple weeks. So this is actually a real number. And on the way it was distributed, I used the same distribution, right? And this is what I got. So I want to challenge you guys to do that with everything, right? If you're going to try this whole content as a targeting tool thing, if you're going to try this bringing in new users in an effective way, see how to do it. Look at how you can make it happen.
The campaign's running, it's all about the clicks, and that's the message, which for me is uninspiring and unauthentic and unmotivational and just nothing. Because when you start to pull it apart and you start to look at it from the perspective of motives, you say, well, do I care about 9:45? I mean, logically, from a rational, getting a good deal, being good at buying stuff, lion point of view, what does £9.45 mean? Because what you find is most people don't know how much razor blades actually cost. They know they're bloody expensive and they're annoying, but they don't know how much they actually cost. We changed it to refuse to pay $14.99, which is how much they actually cost in a retail environment. So now we have that anchored kind of value in there. And then we can look at the comparative and say 8 battery blades for £9.45. Suddenly it makes sense. It means something that's much more authentic. Because we're playing into the reality that it's annoying. Razor blades are bloody expensive. So this is what it does. So I'm not sure how well you can see that across the room, but so we started a conversion of 2% when we met them, and we we moved all the way up to about 6 to 7% using Kenshu as a platform. The technology got us to here, and then we changed the messaging, and the conversion went from 7.71 to 14.8. And I think this is dramatic in a world where people are paying more and more attention to the tech and the clicks and the metrics, and less attention to the messaging. The change in messaging trumped the change in technology. It's that fundamental.
So there's this one example where we went in to an agency and they were being pitched at from one of their clients. And so it was for a beer brand, and it was rum and beer mix. Yeah, it sounds really gross. And so then the person that was working at the beer from the beer company, she said that, okay, so here's your brief. Okay, so this is the information you need for your creative. So we're trying to target. We know that there's 18 to 35-year-olds, male female 50-50 split. There's a Northwest bias, and they like cricket and rugby. And that was it. I was trying to find out more of these people that are advocating this rum and beer mix. So we did, and then actually, it was surprising. So they got the Northwest bias right, but it wasn't rugby or cricket. It was football, and it was heavily weighted towards Manchester United, past and current players. And then we discovered a whole wealth of information. So they loved Tommy Hilfiger, so they loved buying Tommy Hilfiger stuff, but they shopped at Morrison's. And then they love fast food, so they bought Burger King, they bought KFC, they love Subway. They loved Gary Barlow. Check the weather all the time because Northwest, right? Because of Manchester. ITV2, so they love celebrity shows. So you put that all together, and we presented it to the agency and we said, this is actually what the data says, right? This is your target audience. And they had a data set, oh, so basically we're targeting knobheads. And I'm from Canada. I didn't know what a knobhead was until we saw the data, right? And so, but then, we're laughing. But then they're like, no, but seriously, we're targeting knobheads, right? So we're not trying to target people that drink whiskey and smoke cigars, right? And drive like Jaguars. They're not trying to target these people, they're trying to target knobheads. And that was great for them because it brought the data to life.